If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Hello, kitties. This is yours truly, the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to Slasher Radio.
All right, you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Born ready, motherfucker.
Deal with deal.
There you go.
Welcome to Slasher Radio. It's your host, Mikey Bones, Kat Valor, and Rob Humphrey. And we're getting ready for week 2 of Murder by Numbers. What's going on, guys?
Not much.
Living the dream. If the dream is to be in a weird ass hotel room in Kentucky.
You know that's my dream.
The American way. Kentucky hotel rooms. We're fresh off of last week. We had week 1 of Murder by Numbers where we ranked the whole Scream franchise. That was that was a little bit of a war. I'd like to call that a little mini war.
It was fun.
I did not have fun. No, fun was not had.
Well, buckle in. Tonight will be a good time.
Yeah, you know, and I was thinking too earlier today, I kind of got fucked here with this go around with Murder by Numbers. And I don't know quite how it happened, but why are 2 of my favorite franchises the target here with Rob, who's just going to do nothing but piss me off with the 2 of them? I don't know why I'm putting myself through this. Here I was thinking, oh, Child's Play. You know, we'll get to talk about these movies that I love and one of my favorite franchises is going to be great.
And tonight is your night.
Right. Yeah. Now's my time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be nothing but you guys pissing me off like it was last week.
We haven't even gotten there yet, dude. You can't possibly know that.
I absolutely know that.
You can't know that about me.
I'm pretty sure. I have no reason to be positive about you with this cat. We'll put it that way.
All right.
I don't have high hopes that you're going to piss me off. I just kind of come in thinking it is how I'm at with Kat. Rob, I know.
I was going to say, you have reason to believe that Rob is going to piss you off with this list.
I don't know why.
Well, little peek behind the curtain, our Easter egg / Patreon content. We reviewed some other internet amalgamation lists to see what the general population thought about Child's Play across a couple different platforms. And while I'm still not sure if any of my takes are hot or not, Rob was in defense of a certain 2019 installation to this franchise, let us just say.
I just thought they had it a little low a few times, that's all.
Did not matter where it was ranked. It was a little bit low.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was always low. It
has us concerned.
Also worth mentioning, Rob has several times throughout this week in our Twitter DM group just sent me a picture of Remake Chucky.
Well, yeah.
For no reason. There was no conversation being had, and it was dead silence, no activity, and a random fucking picture of Remake Chucky.
Well, somebody's got to do that.
Nobody has to do. God damn it! All right.
I also sent you feet pizza.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, on a bright side, Mikey, there is one fewer meme in the Gabagooli mystery corner folder.
Oh, you cleared one out by mistake, huh, Rob?
It happens. I can't be held responsible
sometimes.
for that.
Thank God.
The only time I felt bad about it's when I ruined the one that Kat had picked for that week.
Yeah.
But again, unbeknownst to me.
I was putting off pizza, so it's for the best.
I even sent you a picture of that nice place I drove by in Georgia called Guido Garden.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah.
Next month, I think, we're having an Italian fest locally.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
that's going to be great for me.
Are you going to
Yeah.
go, Mikey? Are you going to go to Cleveland Italian Fest?
No,
It's actually Akron Italian Fest. Cleveland didn't want any part of this either.
Akron Italian Fest. That's even better, Mikey.
Yeah, Cleveland passed on something, and that's what I'm going to want to go. But wait, hold on. If I were to go to anywhere in the fucking world for a damn Italian fest, over my dead body to even go in the first place, that's number one. Number two, why would Cleveland be the place to go? Brooklyn maybe would be a good place. A lot of Italians over there, pizza, all that bullshit. Italy even would be a great place to go for some type of an Italian fest. Cleveland? Why?
I'm just saying that it's an Italian thing. Maybe you should be there. Why can't you support Italian people, Mikey?
You know that he's not a big fan of celebrating his heritage.
I know, it's sad.
That's why I have to go for him.
No! Not going to be attending.
I'm saying embrace who you are, Mikey.
Anyway, moving forward. We don't have news or anything this week. Last week, that episode last week was super fucking long.
Yeah.
We're going to just jump right into the rankings shortly. We do have drink roll call we're going to get to. And I'm sure there's an Italian meme for me to address. So we'll knock that out early, and then we can get into the Child's Play rankings for week 2 of Murder by Numbers. So I'll start with drink roll call.
Okay.
I am drinking cranberry juice with 1800 tequila.
Ooh.
Nice.
Tasty.
Simple. I kept forgetting to get cranberry juice like the last few times I got groceries, and it's pissing me off. So now I have a giant thing of cranberry juice and a giant thing of cran grape juice. Yeah, so I'm set up, and I had some 1800 tequila left, and here we are. Very tasty, very simple. I enjoy.
All right. I am drinking a sun-kissed orange soda.
Oh, me too. Is it a can?
No, it's a bottle.
Damn, I do have a can of Sunkissed as well on the side. I got me like one of those, like a little 12-pack sleeve, because everybody knows I do love orange soda.
Yeah. I stopped at a gas station earlier, and this weird ass gas station, they had no like Diet Pepsi for some reason. And I was like, all right, well, I gotta find something else then. And they had the Sunkiss, so I grabbed it.
Hell of a deal.
I am drinking box wine again.
Ah, right.
I don't know why. I have sort of a surplus of odd cans of things from doing the show. I was going to start making my way through that. And then I went downstairs and got sidetracked. And now I'm back with wine. So
I was thinking about cracking into drink roll call graveyard myself. I was like, I don't got nothing to drink tonight. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Yes, I do. I got a whole fucking drawer full of shit. But most of it's shit I don't want to drink.
Yeah.
Other shit that's just there for like prosperity, I guess, at this point. And then I realized, oh, I have cranberry juice. Any liquor goes with cranberry juice. So perfect. All right. Kat, do I have to hit my button?
You have a slight delay in hitting the button because we didn't get a text message, but I did have someone ask me to pass along some information to you.
Okay.
Tasha, the potato thief, would like me to inform you that Jennifer's body was filmed in Canada.
Tasha. Why? I was aware that Jennifer's body was filmed in Canada. So kiss my ass. That's first and foremost. But why are we doing this? Why? And you didn't even take the time to send it a text message. This is the worst of Rob. You got to back me up on that one. She didn't even do that at this point.
I mean, I kind of appreciate what she did. Like, there's something to be said for people who really make an effort, but there's also something to be said for people who make absolutely zero effort and still get the result they're looking for.
You just will never back me up on anything, huh? Like, you just won't do it.
Sometimes I back you on things.
Never. You never, ever have my side on nothing, goddammit. And yeah, Tasha, why? And you know, too, like I was looking through, I'm like, oh, we haven't had a text message in a while. It's kind of crazy. Part of me was like, thank God Tasha didn't send in another damn Canada thing. So it's like, it's good and bad at the same time. But damn it, Tasha, you didn't even take the time to send in the text message this time. It was just a lazy attack.
You know who I'm getting irritated with is Will.
Why?
Because Will used to send in like fun games and stuff to the text line, and now he doesn't send in shit ever.
It added something to the show when we played Will games.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say ever. He did one kind of recently.
Thrill me.
Sorta.
I don't. I'm a little, disappointed. That's all I'm saying. A little let down by Will.
All right. Will's got to live with that then.
I appreciate, like, I don't know what Tasha's got going on in her life. Maybe she's super busy. She doesn't have time to text in. I appreciate her getting the info through and sticking to the bit and doing the Canada thing.
I don't, Tasha. I don't appreciate that at all. The Canada thing needs to go. It's bad enough. Like, why can't, again, it always goes back to, I can't have shit.
It doesn't, Jennifer's Body's a mid movie at best anyway, so it's fine.
It's not mid. I like Jennifer's Body. We're going to do Jennifer's Body on here one day. So buckle up, Buttercup.
All right. I'll tell you how bad it is.
Didn't we, you watched Jennifer's Body with me recently,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, it was movie night not long
Right.
ago.
Yeah.
It's fucking awful.
And now if you want to hit the button.
Crazy idiot! Get the fuck out of here! You! Go ahead, go back to turning tricks and old folk and you pain in the ass!
Here's a little celebration for you, Mikey. Your own little private Italian fest.
Oh, great. Yeah. Wonderful. Just what I've always wanted.
This is a timely one.
Great. Yeah, those are always the best. This is the Gabagooli Mystery Corner, where our listeners anonymously send in Italian memes making fun of me for being Italian. There's no horror tie in here. Don't look for it. It's just them being buttholes. I don't even know why we're doing it, to be honest with you.
I gotta be honest with you. I don't even really understand this one, but it makes me laugh.
I try my best to explain them on the show, and the memes go up on Patreon. What the hell? Yeah, I don't quite understand this one either. The meme is captioned, "This Pride Month, please remember, do not use this flag." And it's an Italian flag with like an X on it and some weird bunny looking thing. Like, I don't know, reaching for like, I don't know what's happening here. And underneath the Italian flag, it says an info thread.
So I have a theory about this one. I could be wrong. Because I did not confirm with the person that sent this to me. My assumption is that someone saw this and that this was like the header image for a real info thread that someone just screenshotted and sent directly to me because of this show.
Nice.
But this was all I received. So
Okay. All right. It is confusing yet entertaining, I think.
yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
entertaining at all. It's just confusing.
I mean, I think there's entertainment to be found in the confusion.
No, I think this just sucks.
Why is there this weird bunny thing?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the Italian flag? I don't, there's so many questions.
Well, because it's not Italian Pride Month. It's
Oh,
Gay
that
Pride
could be.
Month.
That could be.
I think is the
But who would use this though? Is the thing. Like, what? Why would this? Who's doing this? I don't understand.
All you proud Italians.
This one makes no sense. This is like, there's low tier, which is where most of these Gabagooli Mystery Corner memes land. But this one is just trash tier. Whoever
Which
sent this in.
one, Mikey, which one do you like better, this or pizza?
Oh, well, I'll say this. Pizza, which did not make it onto the show, but Rob just sent it to me out of nowhere. It was less disgusting than the last foot thing that we had. Somehow. Like, this one was just like pizza in the...
Yeah, it wasn't real feet or anything.
Right. It was just like flatbread pizza almost in the shape of a foot.
Yeah.
Like toes and all. Which is gross, sure, but I don't know. It like the other one had real feet. They were wet. Like, it was gross. But yeah, I mean, hey, pizza was better than this, though. At least it made sense. At least it was a pizza.
I don't know, man. I do think there's something, some sort of genius in the nonsense in this week.
No.
I will say, Mikey, if you don't like this one, I don't have high hopes for next week.
Oh, wonderful.
next week makes sense. It's very funny, but it's also incredibly niche. But I will say, because we have this week, We have next week. If anyone wants to send in one more Pride Italian meme, we can make a whole month out of it. I'm one short.
Make it make sense, though. Is the thing. Like, fine, we're gonna do that, fine, but make it make sense.
Yeah.
Like, jeez. Bad enough we don't get good Pride horror movies. We gotta get bad Pride Italian memes too. Like, here we have something nice over here. Jeez.
Slasher radio petition for better Italian Pride memes.
Do something at this point, you know?
All right.
You say we don't get good Pride horror movies, Mikey, but we got Seed of Chucky.
We'll talk about that later.
It's going to come up, yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we get better Pride horror movies? What is going on with that? I don't know.
You know, I did think of that too, that we were just so excited to do Murder by Numbers. We kind of picked a fucked month for it, didn't we?
Well, so it's good. We did end up watching Child's Play this month, which I think is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I did actually have a Pride movie picked out for us this year, though, so that is kind of a bummer. But
I'll tell
it
you
happens.
why. I'll tell you why I don't feel bad about it. It's because every year we pick a Pride movie, and every year the whole episode is just me talking about how shitty the Pride movie is. So
yeah,
I'm kind of. But I had a good one this year. Well, okay, except for I did say that when we picked The Perfection, and you hated that one too.
Yeah, that was on Rob. That one.
That was on Rob.
Yeah,
I had a good one this year, but
yeah. Yeah, that is true. I thought about that the other day, and I was like, oh shit, we don't get to, like, we're all of June is this fucking thing.
Yeah.
But then the thought did creep in. It's like, well, at least we don't got to be mean to him, I guess, because that's unfortunately what ends up happening. But
me too. Like, I'm also mean to them as well. But they suck a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing is, we talk about and review movies, and so like, if the movie's bad, we have to say that.
We have to say that. And it was something, because a lot of people like asked me why we weren't doing, insert whatever Pride movie here. I got a couple questions this year about like, maybe we should do The Lost Boys. And it's like, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
During Pride Month. It's just going to make people hate me. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, because not only do we review and discuss horror movies, we're very honest about them. We pride ourselves on that, is that, we're gonna fucking, whether we know we're gonna get shit for it or not, we're gonna speak our truth about these goddamn movies. And I like to believe we are probably the most honest show out there.
Well, we'll see how honest you are when we get to your Child's Play rankings, Mikey.
I keep it real, man. Hey, several times I had to Scream 6. We were just talking about it. I could have stood on a hill.
Mm-hmm.
I was real, man. I was the most upset motherfucker in that theater, and it was packed. I was hurt more than anybody, I can guarantee you. And I was honest about it.
Yeah. I mean, look, I do feel bad when we've done Pride movies in the past for Pride Month. I mean, it doesn't feel good to shit on the movie. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, yeah.
So it never works out, is the thing.
And the thing is that, like, even though we didn't get to do my Pride pick this year, depending on where we have Murder by Numbers next year, the chances of me finding a second Pride movie I want to cover on this show are low. Like, that's going to be kind of an evergreen pick for me, I think, because we don't get good ones that often. We get okay ones sometimes.
That is a problem. We need better Pride movies.
Yeah.
Honestly, a good spot for Murder by Numbers on-air meeting, real quick.
Yeah.
A good spot for Murder by Numbers. It's hard to do it. Obviously, we can't do it in January. That's slashies. We can't do it in March because that's Murder Madness. And May is right after it. And, there's really not much time in between the slashies and Murder Madness. So we got May, which we can't do it right away. June, which is where we run into this problem. July is my birthday month. At the end of the month anyway, but still. And Rob's is the following week. So it's maybe after Rob's birthday.
Like, if we have it offset a little bit, like if we had not started this the first week of June, if we had started it the second week of June, could have opened with a Pride pick. and then jump
Yeah,
into
that's
Murder by
true
Numbers.
too. Yeah,
Because I thought about suggesting it this year, but with Rob's vacation and my vacation, and it seemed crazy enough that we didn't need to be throwing wrenches into it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, so either that or right after Rob's birthday pick, we could do the Patreon pick that we'll owe from the end of the month, and then just jump right into it because it'll be that'll kind of lap into October, which is when we first did Murder by Numbers.
And that gives people 2 years to come out with better Pride movies. So,
yeah. All right. So you guys want to? Oh, actually, wait. No, I was submitted.
Oh, okay.
A cat's litter box meme.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. That was the name that was given to me.
I don't want to see it.
It's not shit in a litter box, if that counts.
Right.
A clever name based on, playing with the cat's name, but yeah, it's not shit in a litter box. But I sent it, and Cat has never had to explain a meme on the show. So here it is. Also going up on Patreon, by the way.
This is, I believe this is the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme format with Mac and Dennis. He is sliding over, Mac is labeled book publisher. He is sliding over a plate that says movie adaptation with movie poster cover to Dennis, labeled Cat. And then it says book publisher, Cat knocking the plate away, throwing away to make a knockoff cover. Cat. Yeah, this is accurate. This is 100% accurate.
All right.
And actually, the nuances of publishing for anyone that cares. This is an accurate to me meme because I do movie adaptations now. Sometimes I do novelizations of movies, and this would be me if they offered me cover art for the movie. It's kind of a weird situation though, because I did not get the art rights to the last movie that I novelized until after it was picked up by the publisher. So I kind of had to publish it with a knockoff cover.
Nice.
That being said, I do kind of prefer my knockoff cover because it's a lot more violent, I think, than the original movie art.
Dubs all the way around. All right. Well, the cat's litter box is interesting. I seen that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You're braver than I am. I wouldn't have opened it.
Got a lot of shit I want to open on this show.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a really quick break and we will be right back with week 2 of Murder by Numbers, our ranking of the Child's Play franchise. Buckle in.
Branch.
God damn it.
Yeah, come on.
Okay. I don't know why I do this to myself. I go into so many things on the show. I'm going to rant again. I go into so many things on this show. Paranormal Activity was a good one too, Rob. I'm like, oh, I finally get to talk about this. I love it so much. Yeah, this is great.
You got to talk about it.
You did nothing but tarnish that with that damn sex tape every step of the way.
You still had your chance to talk about it.
You're gonna make me put the sex tape compilation in here.
That is fraudulent.
It's coming up to a point where I might as well just save that compilation in its own folder somewhere for where I need it. I gotta keep cutting it out every time.
That was a fraudulent compilation. There's no way I said it that much.
Okay.
I think it has the vibe that it was going for in that regard. Like, I think that's a very strong element of this movie because it makes it feel more like found footage.
And 10 out of 10 times, if you bring a camera into the life of a couple, the guy's going to try to make a sex tape. This is a little sexy time for Rob advice for everybody.
Free sexy time advice. Wow.
Bad idea. Do not make a sex tape. Terrible idea. You never want to watch yourself doing that. Otherwise, you will not want to ever do that again because you look like a fucking idiot. I guarantee you that. You are much uglier than you think you are, and you do not want to see it on tape. You're a hideous, foul creature. You don't ever want to see it. You will disgust yourself, and no, it's not nearly the thrill you think. Now, look, making the tape might be a lot of fun, and I'm not against you making the tape as long as you delete it immediately and never watch it. So that's my tip. Make the tape, delete it immediately, never watch it. Don't ever let anyone else see it. You will be disgusted by the result. This would have been a much more interesting movie had we actually gotten to see the sex tape. This chick is clearly crazy, but I've already got a camera here, and if I lean into this a little bit, I might get to make that sex tape that I want to make. I'm here, and I'm going to help you defeat this demon.
No, you're wrong.
And the best way to do that is to make a sex tape.
I cannot have a fucking thing on this show. You both know how long I've been wanting to talk about this movie, and you guys talk about a sex tape for like 10 minutes.
Driving factor in this movie, Mikey, is the sex tape. I'd be like, immediately, we need to move in together. I'm going to get a camera, and we're going to make a sex tape.
God damn it.
I'm going to play along with this crazy woman long enough to get the sex tape. You motherfucker. He's just trying to get a little ass and film it.
Can you not take this seriously for Mikey?
For a minute, man. God damn it.
Mika got himself caught up in a situation where he wanted a sex tape. No, I tried to frighten the shit out of women. I get them to have sex.
I believe you.
Mika should have started backtracking at that point because clearly he had made a mistake.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had really pissed her off. And
yeah, you don't want to do that.
You're trying to get to the sex tape stage and you're fucking making her mad. That is not good.
Call the demonologist. Do it.
So the play for Mika here was, hey, we can call the demonologist, but first we got to make this sex tape. All about the sex tape, Mikey.
It's not all about the sex tape.
That's the whole movie hinges on that because that's all Mika's trying to get is the sex tape. That's all he wants. He was my way into the movie. Like, I would totally be the one making fun of the fucking psychic come to my house and just trying to make a sex tape with a crazy girl.
I'm not even going to mention
the dog. He didn't mention sex tape anywhere in this fucking tip. He's real big on trying to get that sex tape. And also, we skimmed over this. At some point, they do turn off the camera, and then they turn it back on after they had sex, and he's like, that's illegal in Kentucky or whatever. You know what that means? They did butt stuff.
Thanks for bringing up butt stuff, though. Appreciate that.
Good for them. They didn't get it on tape, though. Make the tape if you want. Delete the tape and don't ever watch it. I am so drunk, guys. He's not going to make him joke about her dead mom. He's trying to make a sex tape. Man. You don't do that. That's not sex tape worthy. We never really mentioned this because I talked a lot about sex tape, and that was pretty much it. I've been trying to keep it together, and I fear I have not been succeeding.
You haven't. I got news for you.
I do want to say also, God damn it, Rob.
And Rob would let him make the sex tape. He just wouldn't want to watch it with him.
Yeah, goddamn right. Goddamn right. I don't know if butt stuff is legal here in South Carolina or not, but we'll get down to it, Mika.
Probably going to leak into
Lord Humphrey Cup.
God damn it.
I'm not making a sex tape with Greg.
Everyone just heard it. So. Giving me more work. All right. Anyway, yeah. So last week I posed the question because we were ranking Scream. Should we start at the top? Because, you know, it's probably the most obvious. No questions here, I feel. And so I'll just kick it off with my number 8 in the Child's Play franchise, Seed of Chucky. Easily, hands down, right?
Yeah, it's Seed of Chucky. This movie's fucking awful.
Yeah, we can all agree on this one.
Okay.
Seed of Chucky by a long shot. I will say I ended up rewatching this one. I rewatched all of these. I said I wasn't going to. I said I was only going to watch the 2 that I felt I really needed to rewatch, but I did. I took time to rewatch all 8 of these movies in the last week. And Seed of Chucky is always really interesting because there has been, we've said we were going to talk about it for Pride Month. Here we are. There has been a queer community like resurfacing of this movie where people are like, it's better than we thought. Like Glenda, they, them icon. Like and I don't get it at all.
I get it in a way. I get it that it's representation.
It is representation, except for it's also kind of not.
Yeah, and it's bad. Like, it's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie, and also I feel, and I'm not non-binary, so this is like not my corner of the community to speak on. I can say, you know, that I maybe just don't get it, but this feels really weird to me, and I've had this complaint with other Pride movies that have kind of been adopted by the community, where it just feels to me like sometimes bad representation should be worse than no representation. And the whole Glenda thing, like Glenda is a violent alter, like that's another personality coming in there that's more violent than, and that feels different to me than being non-binary. Like
Yeah.
that feels like a distinct psychological disorder. And I don't love that being tied into gender identity. But again, like if you're non-binary and you relate to Glenn/Glenda, I'm glad that you have representation that you like. But it looks weird from the outside. Like I don't get it.
No, I agree with what you're saying. The other thing that I noticed in watching the movie again, was that it's like it sort of gets held up as this sort of, I don't know, model of inclusion or whatever because of the representation that it gives to non-binary people. But I feel like in a lot of other ways, it's a really kind of bad move. Like it's not very inclusive. Like it's kind of racist.
A little bit.
Like there's like every time the Made in Japan thing is mentioned, like Asian little stereotypical kind of music plays, and he keeps asking them if they're in like the Yakuza, and he keeps asking if they're ninjas.
That made me so uncomfortable.
And then there's also a weird sort of like in this like Weinstein-esque kind of subplot. It's a little different. I understand Harvey Weinstein was sexually assaulted people and is a monster. And that's not really what's happening in this movie, but it's kind of the same where she's like sleeping with the rapper guy to get the role in the movie or whatever. I don't know. It made me feel icky. Like, this movie is not, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand how this can be held up as this model of inclusion. It's like, yes, in this one instance, I guess you could say it's inclusive, but it's kind of exclusionary and icky and gross in every other instance.
Every time all twice that I've rewatched it, I thought maybe this is going to be the time where something clicks in and I understand why this is an inclusive movie. And it wasn't this time.
Yeah. I don't get it. I will say for this movie, though, we put together a list of our top meta horror movies, and none of us had this on our list because it's not a very good movie, I assume, but it is very meta. I was going to say,
because it is meta, but it's not good.
And but it just occurred to me while I was watching it that this movie, I mean, it's more meta than Scream, and you always hear Scream being held up as like the standard for like what a meta horror movie, is. And I'm like, well, this movie never gets mentioned by anyone for being super meta.
Because it's not. I mean, it tries to be, but it's not.
No, dude, this movie is more meta than Scream, Mikey.
This movie took aspects of what Scream did, exaggerated the shit out of them, and did them horribly. To where it's like, it wasn't even really meta. It was like, it just came across as bad shtick, is what it came. Like, I get what they were trying. Like, by definition, whatever. But it just didn't come across that way at all, as to where Scream was subtle, but yet super effective and original.
But not as meta.
Get the hell out of here. For its time in horror, it was.
Clearly, I'm not saying this is a better movie than Scream.
No, I know that.
It shocked me watching it this time because we had just done that list. I was shocked to realize that I never hear this mentioned as like a meta horror movie. That's really what I'm saying.
It is a meta horror movie.
Yeah, like it never comes up when people are talking about meta horror films.
To be fair, though, unless we're talking about Child's Play as a franchise, I completely forget that Seed of Chucky exists. Like, I don't think about this movie unless I have to.
Yeah, you're better off for that. Yeah.
And we also have to keep in mind, when you keep saying shit like that, Scream did it because that's what it was doing. And it opened up the eyes of other films to go, oh, we could be super meta too and be like Scream. And what if we do it more by doing it like this? Yeah, in hindsight, movies go for that specifically. A lot of them for a while because it worked in Scream. And yeah, they went further with it, sure. But man, Scream just did it. It wasn't cool to do it when they did it. It became cool after they were doing it.
All right.
I'm just going to say that.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Seed of Chucky, fucking goddamn.
It's a bad movie. It really is, and I've gotten past, like Pat, you mentioned, like watching it this time, you thought, oh, maybe this is the time that I realized finding. I used to think, oh, maybe this is where I watch it, and I realized that I see what everybody else sees in this movie, that people talk about how it's a good movie, because I do hear people talk about liking it.
No.
But I'm over that. Like, I dreaded watching this thing because I know it's awful and I'm not going to enjoy it. It's just a bad film.
The thing that killed me is like right after I'm gonna do a little bit of self-promotion here. The last time we did Seed of Chucky, like the last time we talked about it on the show, right after that, I was included in an anthology of personal essays about queer horror, and one of the people in the collection with me wrote about how impacted they were by Seed of Chucky, and then I felt like a giant asshole because it was like I just last week was tearing this movie apart, and it was like, and I promised myself, it was like, next time I watch that movie, I'm going to like pay attention and I'm going to look for, some of the insights and stuff. And the next time was this last week because I just put it off as long as I possibly could. Right. And I really tried because I know that it's important to some people, and it's, I say it every time I cover a Pride movie on the show that I don't like. If you got something good out of it, like I'm really, really glad that you have that.
Yeah,
but
I mean, absolutely. And
also, what?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a fucking as boring as you get, straight white middle-aged old man. Like, what the fuck does my opinion matter? If you get something out of it, good for you.
Yeah, but see, and to that point, not to drag the conversation on even more, but just when people say that, when I see people say that, there's no, like, I see them as, okay, these are people who just haven't even seen the movie, and they're just going, oh, I know of Glenn and Glenda, I know who they are, and that idea sounds great. And yeah, sure, the idea sounds great, but the execution of it, like, I just don't understand how people can see this movie and want to relate to it.
Yeah, I don't know. But again, that's not for me to say one way or another, really. All I can tell you is, in my opinion, it's a terrible movie. And
it's a bad movie.
Yeah, and it does feel very non-inclusive in a lot of other ways.
Either way, I'm glad we're all in unison on that one. Thank God.
Yeah. Now we start fighting.
Yeah. My number 7. Rob?
Yes.
This is something that we're going to fight about in the imminent future.
Ooh.
But my number 7, and I just rewatched this movie last night, is the Child's Play remake. And I don't want to fucking hear it. Hear me out.
You are fucking wrong, but all right.
Hear me out. We are ranking the Child's Play franchise.
Yes.
That's what we're ranking. And when you put this up against other Child's Play movies, we talked about it with Scream a lot. Some of them didn't feel like Scream movies. This didn't feel like a Child's Play movie. And it didn't feel like Chucky, that's for damn sure. And I will acknowledge, that's not all on my decision. I will acknowledge the movie itself isn't bad. Like, it's a good movie. It had some problems in it, but it was a good movie. And even so, with the whole, is it Child's Play, is it Chucky, like it's so different kind of thing, dude, I truly believe that these other movies are better. Honestly. And the only one I had a question is my number 6 that we'll get to in a minute. But I almost put this as number 6. But dude, honestly, I can't, man, because when it all is said and done, I put these up against the movies I thought that were better. And yes, I factored in we're ranking the Child's Play franchise, Rob. So there, number 7.
All right. Well, I can tell you there are some movies in this franchise that are worse than the remake, including my number 7, which is Cult of Chucky.
God damn.
I didn't like this movie the first time I watched it, and I thought, well, maybe it's just me because I heard so many people say good things about it. And if you listen to the Patreon episode where Kat goes over the rankings and reviews for this franchise, it gets a lot of praise, and I think it has a really good like concept, like the idea of multiple Chuckies. I think it's executed terribly, though. I just didn't like it. Like it just doesn't work for me. Like I think, like I said, the core idea is really good, but I just think that the way it was executed, it is just bad. Like it doesn't work for me. There are some interesting things that happen. I use the word interesting because I don't know that they're good or bad. They're just interesting in the movie, like the transitions and stuff. There's like weird wipes and things that we don't see a lot of in movies, and there's split screen use, which we don't see a lot of. So that's kind of nice. But the only thing that I liked about Cult of Chucky at all really is the score. It has this like Hitchcockian kind of score to it. Like it invokes a Hitchcock film. Unfortunately, none of the rest of the movie does at all.
I'll talk about it when it comes up for me.
Yeah, we'll
I don't feel too strongly
again,
to fight you.
Rob.
Yeah. All right, Kat, what do you got next?
Mikey,
Kat, what are you gonna do?
my number 7 slot. I have the remake.
Ah,
Oh,
nice.
two,
Okay.
Kat.
All right. Whoa.
I know. I don't know. I'm sure that we'll disagree about some stuff later on this list, but I had a feeling that we were going to see eye to eye on this remake. And you're right. I don't think I'm going to be a little bit stronger in my opinion about this one than you were. I don't think it's a good movie. I think it's a mid horror movie as a standalone thing. And I think it actively hurt itself by trying to be a Child's Play movie, because then they have to they're willingly comparing themselves to a better story at that point, which I think is very silly. I don't love the idea that he's murderous because his switch is turned off or whatever, the chip at the beginning. I think it's a little bit silly. But not in like a fun, whimsical way, like Child's Play was, like the original Child's Play was. I think it's just kind of like they open up with this like disgruntled worker that we don't really care about, and then try to make it like a morality issue where it's like kids like disturbing things, and that's what turns the doll violent. There's a lot going on in this, and it honestly, like there's one kill that I really like in the remake. That's the only time I was having fun. Like, I don't have a lot of fun with this one. Yeah.
That's all fair. And again, like, honestly, I was a little conflicted after I watched the remake, because it is good. It's a good movie. I don't know if I'll go as far. Like, they should have just called it something else, man.
They should have called it something else.
1,000,000%. Honestly, I truly believe if this movie called itself something else and went with Buddy and it didn't look like Chucky, it was good enough to have a whole franchise. I truly, truly do. Whether or not the movie's down the road from it or any good, yet to be seen. But it's still, man, I stand by that. It really was good, but it had problems. And I love Child's Play anyway. So, like, I really like these other movies as well. But just call it something else. I will say this, though. Little Miss Huge Clown Penis is in a lot of trouble.
Huge clown penis.
Uh-oh.
She told me out of her damn mouth that the Child's Play remake knocked the original out of her top 3.
Ooh,
Wow.
Can you believe that shit?
that's rough.
It's better than the original.
I mean, look, I'm going to let you guys just talk your shit and be wrong. We'll get there.
Yeah, we will. We'll talk about it again.
Just while I'm complaining about this movie, because Mikey, you said that if he hadn't looked like Chucky, that's another big thing, is that he's not fun to watch. I complained about it with Mithrigan, that I didn't think she was super like interesting to look at for a killer animatronic. Complaint withdrawn after rewatching the Child's Play remake. I don't like looking at this thing. I don't like the close-ups of his face. I don't think he's scary. I just think it's like bad and not entertaining to look at. Not a fan. And they underutilized Mark Hamill also. So
The real
very
Chucky.
sad.
Stop saying that. God damn
Not
it.
according to these rankings.
The hell is wrong with you, bro? I don't even know where to get to. Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Chucky.
Son
and
of a
I'm your
bitch.
friend to the end.
All right, my number 6. My number 6 is Curse of Chucky. I don't think this was a bad movie. It was a long time since we've seen Chucky. Honestly, I didn't even know this fucking movie was being worked on, talked about, or even was out until I stumbled across it on Netflix. It was good, man. Like I said, we didn't see Chucky in a long time. He was back. That Seed of Chucky thing got very carried away, and they weren't able to hit the notes of Bride of Chucky again clearly. And you know what? They didn't even try. And that is probably very smart. And we got more of an original style Chucky. And I thought it was good. The ending of Curse of Chucky was phenomenal. Jennifer Tilly. I remember watching that. I watched it with Crap Pants, Rob. And we were like, holy shit.
Oh, good old Crap Pants. Yeah. I remember that guy.
The ending was great, but is going up against really good movies. And for me, it's number 6.
Was Crap Pants, I think, was the first host of this show to get fed up with your shit and quit.
Correct. Arguably vice versa, but you know.
In a long string of people who got fed up with your shit and quit. I don't know what's wrong with me and Kat.
A long string. 2 people. Bobby didn't get fed up with nothing. I love Bobby. Dude, I don't have a Bobby button for shit. That's a sin, isn't it?
It is. He's a Slasher Radio Hall of Famer.
Oh, man. I need... Speaking of Hall of Famer nominees and stuff, I seen Stevie today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a treat.
That's good. We're at number 6. Is it me?
Yes.
Me? Okay. My number 6 is Child's Play 2.
Oh, you fucking...
This movie is mid. It is a paint by numbers horror sequel. It is very close to let's just do the first one again, but not as good. The foster parents are terrible, nothing characters at all. Kyle is just sort of there for me. She doesn't work for me. If I was a small child, maybe I would think she was a cool character, but I'm not. And so I don't. And I don't think it's possible to kill someone with a yardstick.
Kat, I'm not. I will talk about 2 again, but I cannot believe you, man. That is just bad taste right there. And I really hope Kat doesn't back that up right now, but goddamn, is that bad?
Well, I'm not going to back it up right now. I will say in Child's Play, in the franchise defense, because I complain about this one sometimes, I wasn't really looking forward to watching this many Child's Plays in this short a time span. But we've gotten past the 2 that I really don't like. There are 2. My 5 and 6 slots were pretty. I feel good about the way that I have them ordered, but I flip-flopped them back and forth a lot because I felt like they were of a similar quality film. It just came down to which nitpicky things bothered me the most. And in that regard, knowing that I don't hate it, we're going up against better movies here on the horizon. I have Child's Play 3.
Okay.
My issue with this one, and like I said, it was very close with my number 5 spot. What bothered me about this one is that where my other movie tried new things, I felt like this one, the new thing was just kind of a setting that I think was ill-equipped to handle a slasher, honestly. And that's what it came down to. I felt like the movie was working against itself. I was bored a lot of the time, and that really didn't have anything to do with, the performances or the characters. It was just, we were in a military academy. They're trying to, drill into you, the audience, how boredom is being drilled into these students. And we didn't get to know the students as well as I would have maybe liked. We didn't get to spend time with the ones I felt were the most interesting. And then a lot of the slasher moments, I felt like were kind of replaced with a big gunfight at the end. I really this one felt a lot longer than it was to me. I was kind of bored by the end. I don't think it's terrible. but it didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I can see what you're saying. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 5 is Child's Play 3. So
Okay.
me and Kat are neck and neck here. And I don't know, man. This is like kind of like what Kat said. It's not a bad movie. Like it's really,
No.
truly not. I like Child's Play 3. But the problem is it's going up against better movies. But I do like the concept of it. Sorry, I lost my cord. I do like the concept of it. It worked a little better for me than I've seen people say that it worked for them, like the military camp and all that shit. Yeah, this is a good. I wrestled with this one and Curse. I really did. I don't know. This one was just a little more fun than Curse for me, and it was a really good Chucky. Like he was goofy, he was funny, and he also had that brutality in there, and you know, it was a good mix for me for the character itself. I don't think it's a bad spot, man. Child's Play 3, number 5.
All right. My number 5 is Child's Play 2019.
Oh, okay.
That is not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
I like this one more than you guys, clearly. I do agree. Had it been given a different name, I think people would have would have liked it a lot more. Had they called this movie Megan, people would have lost their fucking mind over it.
Yeah.
But I still think there's a lot to like about this movie. Like, first of all, I like Aubrey Plaza. Yes, it's weird. She looks like his older sister and not his mother, but fine, whatever. I get to see Aubrey Plaza, so I'm never going to complain about that. I like the characters in this movie. I like the neighbors down the hall, specifically, like the guy and his mom.
I did like the guy and his mom.
I think they're fun characters. They're great. And let's be honest, we don't get a lot of great, fun characters in this series outside of Chucky and Tiffany. So to me, that was something. And also, I thought the kills were cool. Like, I enjoyed the fucking guy with the buzzsaw thing. I thought that was a good kill.
It was great.
I liked the guy with the fucking the lawnmower, or it wasn't a lawnmower, the fucking whatever that was, the tiller or whatever that fucking garden thing was. I
The mom's
that.
boyfriend.
Yeah, the mom's boyfriend.
Yeah, that
guy.
was top tier. Yeah.
That's a great shot.
I liked that one. I mean, I think there's a lot to like about this movie. I think people hate on this movie because it's not the Chucky that they're used to. And I think that's unfortunate because I do think it's a much better movie than people give it credit for.
It is. But that's honestly, I think this movie did more bad than good for itself with picking that title. Dude, I know people who haven't even seen it and they say, fuck that movie. I was one of them until I finally sat and seen it. I knew I was going to watch it eventually, but your initial thought is fuck that movie. And that you have to go a long way to overcome even just that. You know, like people are begging to hate it. And I don't know why they did that to themselves, man. Like, honestly, it would have been a great movie.
Well, money.
But hold on, let me look it up real quick. Child's Play 2019 box office. It made 45 million. Honestly, I truly believe if this movie came out with a different title, and you know, I know budgets, like you get more of a budget for having this type of IP. I understand. But man, you do a good amount of marketing, this movie would have been so good. I feel like it would have hit at least the 30 range, 25 to 30 with the right marketing behind it.
Maybe, but I mean,
honestly,
I'm seeing a worldwide gross of 45 million, just under,
right,
on a $10 million budget. That's a good return for them.
Yeah, and would they have gotten $10 million if the title wasn't Child's Play? I understand that's the argument.
I mean, that to me, that's why they did it. That's the only reason they did it, right? It's much easier for you to market Child's Play than it is Megan, right?
100%. It's honestly a shame that companies don't believe in the content that they're paying for and backing. Honestly, because if they would have believed in this movie, it would have went a long way. If it could have got the same amount of money it got with the title Child's Play, this thing could have blew up. I understand that's not going to happen, but that's the problem, man. If they would have really looked at it and believed in it, dude, look what they fucked up, in my opinion.
I mean, look, they may have. I still like it. I think it's a good movie. It's middle of the franchise for me. It didn't blow me away or anything, but I think it's better than people give it credit for.
Fair enough. That you We're nowhere near as bad as I thought you were going to be. I am relieved. All right.
And it features the real Chucky.
You son of a bitch. Is that the last time you're saying it today?
Probably not.
Son of a bitch. Go ahead, Kat.
My number 5, Mikey, you and I are like right around each other on this one. I have Curse of Chucky.
It was close.
I feel like it's about the same caliber movie as Child's Play 3. I honestly feel like it might be a little bit worse, but it just played better to my interests. I really liked the setting of this one. I felt like it was maybe a little bit underutilized, if anything, but that house is great to look at. Like, there's always something interesting going on with the background and the framing, and I thought that was all really well done. The editing in this movie is atrocious, though. Like, they could have chopped like 15 minutes out just in how awkward shots were, and it's not that long of a movie to begin with. Like, the editing for this one drove me crazy. It's why I don't think it's a good movie. Like, it's the thing that keeps it from being a good film, in my opinion, because just the editing is so awkward. But like I said, the setting is really good. I liked the characters in this one. I really like the reveal that the mom is the one cheating with the nanny. Like, that was fun.
Fantastic. It's so good.
It's so well done. And honestly, and this is going to come up again later, I'm sure, when I fight Rob. I really like Nika. Nika's one of my favorite like later additions to the franchise, and this movie, if nothing else, did give me Nika. And even though I this is more of a concept, I guess, of Nika, but I like that you feel bad for her. Like, right away, you empathize with her struggle. She has this fraught relationship with her mother, who then instantly dies, and then she's kind of, like, defensive about her position in the house, and like, she just has a lot of character stuff going on. And I feel like usually the character stuff that Child's Play characters have going on is Chucky. That's like the whole thing.
Yep.
But that, like, the characters all felt like they had subplots and dynamics with each other, and I thought some of the kills in this one were really cool. I also, it's worth mentioning, just while I'm here, that I like, on paper, I don't think it was executed the best, and it's one of the reasons why this is lower on the list. But on paper, I do kind of like that we got that flashback. Like, we got to see what was going on with Charles Lee Ray, like, while he was alive. I think it was really dumb that they had to tie it back into Nika's mom's subplot, but on paper, I think it was an interesting direction to go, because it was kind of unexpected. Like, after Seed, we really didn't know what direction they were going in, and they did some new stuff. I don't know that all of it paid out, but I appreciate how hard they tried in Curse of Chucky. So,
all right, that's fair enough. It's funny how close we are, and like I said, I struggled with that. That was honestly the only placement I was struggling with this
me
whole
too.
thing. Honestly,
I thought about this too.
Yeah,
because I remember really hating Curse. Like, the rewatch got me. I remember just hating this movie.
Yeah, no, I liked it. Like I said, that ending, I was like, oh shit.
And the end's good, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so my number 5. Oh no, we just did number 5. My number 4, and I feel like this should be an easy guess here, but it's Cult of Chucky. My number 4 spot isn't necessarily like, I like Cult of Chucky. I think they did a lot of things good in Cult of Chucky. But again, it's just going up against really good movies. And Cult of Chucky, like the blood dripping. They had that one scene when homegirl was laying in the bed, and like it was really dope, man. Like they made Chucky. It was the scariest he's been in a long time. And they hit hints of it with Curse, but I feel like they really hit a stride. He wasn't scary at all to me during it, but like they were like, if I were to put myself in that universe, in that character's role. Also, by the way, Fiona Durf, incredible in this movie. And this is where we really, really get to see her shine I feel, for the first time. And it worked, man. You know, it laid the foundation for what we're even getting in the TV show, you know, so I like it a lot.
Yeah, Cult I didn't care for. It's again, I think on paper it's a great concept. I just think the execution is kind of mid. Like I don't think it's that good. I don't like Nika in that movie. She doesn't feel like the same character that I spent the time with that I in Curse to get to know. It's like a different.
I liked her better in Cult.
Yeah, I just think Cult's a bad movie. I think you guys are wrong on that one.
See, I'm reverse with you on that one because I don't like the Cult concept. I don't like it. And the television show, like it really lost me hard, even in the TV series.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in this movie, in Cult of Chucky, they executed it best, and it's just not the win. With like Cult, I'm sorry, the TV series, I'm struggling with it there.
Yeah, but also in Cult, I don't know, like bringing back Andy and like I'm supposed to buy him as like this tough guy or whatever. I don't know. The whole thing just doesn't fucking work. I do think something that this franchise suffers from a little bit, at least right now, and I am assuming in the series. I could never get into the series. I never even finished season 1. But from what I've read about it, I think it suffers from like the weight of feeling like it has to bring back characters and continue stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's afraid to let some of this shit just go.
Yeah, I feel like it's trying to keep up with everyone else who's doing it. You know,
Yeah.
It was the Halloween effect.
Yeah, but it's unnecessary, and I
agree
for those decisions. My number 4, however, is Child's Play 3.
Okay. A little bit of lore on that too.
Defend, like, Rob.
You've been talking about rewatching this sumbitch for a while.
Yeah, it's fine. I like the change of setting because it keeps it from feeling like just another Child's Play movie, but not as good. It's weird that they gave us the time jump to age up Andy, only to then kind of focus a lot on another kid who's about the same age as Andy was in the second movie. Like that seemed like an odd choice to me, but whatever. But I thought it was all right. Like I like the idea of Chucky swapping out the fake ammo for real ammo. Like, yes, like Kat said, it ends up in just a giant gunfight, really, but it's kind of fun.
It's some Chucky shit.
Could I have done without them going through all that carnival stuff at the end? Yeah, it started to wear on me. It felt like it was getting a little long, but I was infinitely more engaged in this than I was Child's Play 2 from the get-go.
I would have liked the carnival movie, like, you know, like that whole thing would have been probably better. Like I kind of wish we had that concept.
Well, a full carnival Chucky movie with no guns is amazing.
Yeah, if they told that story for real, oh hell yeah, I'm there for that.
Yeah. No, I think that would have been a really good concept too. It just feels like tacked on to the end of this military academy movie. It doesn't work. It doesn't fit.
Right.
And they still have they're still taking the guns into like the carnival ride. So it feels like just kind of an extension of that thing that I'm already tired of by the time we get to the better setting. So yeah, I agree with you in this.
But I like the change of setting. And the characters I thought were fine. Like they're not the most well-drawn characters. But it's a slasher movie. I mean, they're better
kid actors.
They're better drawn characters than any Friday the 13th movie. You know, like it's fine.
You're
like,
not wrong.
Yeah, it's I'm not bowled over by it, but it's better than the other movies that I've already mentioned, and not as good as the ones that are coming up.
Yeah.
My number 4 spot goes to Child's Play 2.
God damn it.
I'm kind of surprised that we are entering like the upper echelon of like we are through my I don't like this tier, we're through the I don't think it was great tier, and we're moving into there are 4 movies in this franchise that I think are really solid and I enjoyed watching. Child's Play 2,
you're wrong about at least one of them, I can tell you that already.
Child's Play 2 is it's fun. I like it. I don't think it's obviously I don't think it surpassed the original in any way. I don't think it was as good as the original. I feel like that kind of it decreases the quality of the franchise as a sequel. But when you look at some other horror sequels that had that harsh drop after the first one, I feel like this is a more gradual decline. Like, it's pretty even in between like 1 and 3 for me, and I think it's I liked the setting a lot. I do think I talked about the setting in Curse a lot, but I do think my favorite Child's Play setting maybe ever was the Chucky factory for the finale of 2. Like that whole final act is
Great
just
ending.
incredible. It's all the stuff that leads up to that act. I feel like the foster parents are like very over the top melodramatic. They're kind of two-dimensional. I don't understand why they're foster parents. I'm kind of with Rob. The first time I saw this movie, I was a kid, you know. I thought that Kyle was kind of cool, and you know, that was the kind of archetype that I like to see in slashers. And rewatching for the show for the first time, like since I was a kid, it's like I don't really know if Kyle holds up. Even in this franchise that isn't known for its amazing characters, I felt like she was a little bit weak. And that kind of sucked. And she's really the only character that I remember from 2, which is rough. It had some issues, but it has a great final sequence, and that made it really enjoyable because I had something to look forward to while I was watching, you know, the stuff that I wasn't a huge fan of.
Yeah,
so
it's just all of the other characters in the movie, besides Andy and Kyle, they're not even they're caricatures of people.
yeah,
They're not. They don't. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why you guys love this one so much.
Because it's really good.
It's a bad movie, Mikey. It's mid at best.
The end of the movie is phenomenal. It's iconic, even.
It goes on too long, and it's not that great.
And actually, my favorite part of Child's Play 3 was the opening where they're at the factory from 2.
Right.
It's kind of just the end of Terminator. I mean, it's not.
It is great. And not only that, like this was where Chucky really started taking form into what, you know, like that attitude that we seen in the best of Chucky, you know, like Child's Play 1 was great and all. Yeah. But this is a better Chucky than in the original Child's Play. I don't think you can argue that, Rob, right?
Oh, I will argue that. It's
Oh, jeez. I don't know. How's it hanging, Phil? Like, dude, all that shit, like, that was dope, bro.
I don't like that dumb shit, though. Like, you like that dumb shit. I don't like that dumb shit. We've had this discussion about Freddy, too. I don't like that dumb shit.
So you don't like that dumb shit. Sharks of the Corn.
Yeah.
Rubber.
That stuff's cool.
Moving forward. Okay. Rob doesn't like dumb shit. Understood. Noted. Duly noted. All right. You out of all the movies to make me so mad is Child's Play 2. Like, who'd have thought?
It's not even as good a Chucky as the one in the remake. the real Chucky.
This is recorded. People don't know you're doing some of these things to piss me off. You're gonna have to live with this.
You need to drop in that song, the My Buddy song in there.
Absolutely not. In fact.
Heidi ho.
All right. My number 3, we're in the top 3 now, is Child's Play.
Okay.
I put the original
Interesting.
at number 3. I told you guys when we talked about Child's Play 2, which was recently, everybody can go back and listen to that if they haven't already, that I really thought it might have been better than the original.
Yep.
And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it. And it is better than the original to me.
I told you when you said that you were wrong, and I never had to think about it again, and I know that you're wrong still.
Well, we're thinking about it, and we're talking about it again. I'm just saying. Look, it's nothing against Child's Play. Child's Play is great. It's a great movie, but it was a lot. I don't feel I need to defend Child's Play or my love for it. I could say a million great things about this movie. But the reason it's 3 is really my explanation here. And it's a little slower, which I don't mind for the film. But if we're putting it up against the movies I have above it, it's a little slower. The punches aren't as hard. And the story's great. You know, they set up an iconic story that traveled throughout this whole franchise, except for the remake. But it's just, if I have to sit and watch a movie and what was done better and the characters, especially Chucky, the character of Chucky, I feel was done better in Child's Play 2. And in the movies I have above the original Child's Play, and that's what it boiled down to, is Chucky himself. There, I did it.
Yeah.
All right.
Feel better.
I mean, I all right. No, we'll get to it when we get to it. We'll talk about it.
All right.
Where are we at? Number three?
Three.
My number 3 is Bride of Chucky.
Rob! What?
It's like, it's fun. I get it. And John Ritter is awesome. Having John Ritter is a huge plus. I'm never going to be mad about that. I think that the shift from like being sort of a quote unquote serious slasher, as serious as this franchise is ever going to be, to more campy was smart. I think it was a good play for the franchise at the time. Probably. It's fine. It's number 3. It's hard for me to find something really negative to say about Bride of Chucky, other than for me to say that I like it, but I don't like it as much as 2 other movies in the franchise.
We're dolls, you dope!
I cannot believe you. What? We'll talk about Bride of Chucky again. That is egregious. You just, not that it had stellar standing before, but you just nullified your entire list to me. Shame on you.
I don't know. Like I said, I like the movie. There are 2 movies in this franchise that I like better.
This is the 3rd worst list you've ever made. Maybe the 2nd.
You have a list of my lists?
Yeah, I can't remember what one of them was. One of them was your top 100 list was awful.
That is the official top 100.
What was the one that pissed me off real bad, Kat? It was only a list of like 5.
Yeah, there was something that... Was it the meta horror list?
Yes, there it was. That's the 2nd worst list you've ever made. Maybe the first. I don't know. That might have been the worst. I can't tell. But this one is definitely up there, top 3.
That one was pretty infuriating.
Yeah. This is the 3rd worst list you've ever made. God damn. Kat, go ahead. He just made me mad.
My number 3 is Bride of Chucky. No. Sorry. It's just too funny. My number 3 is Cult of Chucky. I'll be honest, going into this, I'm really glad that I had a chance to sit down and watch Child's Play this week, because my list would have been radically different and I would have been wrong. I remember really loving this movie. I thought this was going to be my number 2 spot for sure, and I thought about having a hot take and putting it number 1. And then I rewatched all of them, and it does have some flaws, but I do like this one. Like I said, I really love Nika. Nika's one of my favorite. She's my 2nd favorite character in this franchise. I think she's really interesting. I think this was a good continuation of her arc, because we have that little bit of a time skip where she's been through therapy and, all of the doctors are gaslighting her into believing that she made the whole thing up with Chucky, and she's just in like this really dark spot when we see the movie coming in. I like that this one had some more serious notes to it. But overall, like it goes to some very ridiculous places. And I like that you can't say that this never happens with Child's Play, because I feel like we always get kind of like a hero arc, and then there's like a cheeky little but Chucky can come back moment at the end of these movies. But like this one really kind of feels like the good guys lose, and that's just an energy that I love in my silly killer doll movie. Like it was crazy and I loved it. Rob complained about Andy, so I feel like I have to defend Andy a little bit in this one. I don't think he's necessarily trying to be the bad guy. I think he's trying to be he's trying to be the bad guy. I don't think the movie is trying to portray him as successful. I think it's trying to portray him as like a weird loser that tortures dolls in his cabin in like his hunting lodge. It was just kind of a weird adult vibe for him that checks out.
He kind of comes off as like it also kind of portrays him as like a tough guy. It's fucking
I don't
dumb.
think he's that tough.
No, but like, I mean, I'm trying to think of the right word, because like he pulls out the gun and he immediately shoots him in the fucking head and stuff. It's like, oh, stop it. It's fucking Andy.
See, I don't know. To me, it seemed like this is what happens when kids have to raise themselves. Like he came out kind of weird, and that's how I imagined Andy would grow up. Like they nailed it. I got it.
That's how kids grow up when they're in shitty movies.
And
I don't think it was trying to be tough. It's just he's been through some shit, bro. He's seen a doll come to life and kill his babysitter, and then his mother, he lost his mother over it and all this stuff. Like, man, foster home and everything else. It's going to have some problems.
I really like, Rob, you said you liked the concept on paper of there being multiple Chuckies.
Mhm.
I really liked it in execution also. I love because I feel like it does it in a way that kind of informs us more of how Chucky works. Like it confirms some questions that I had, I guess, where it's like, it's not really the doll coming to life. It's more of like the doll being a vessel. And I think that kind of is confirmed when we get to see Nika possessed as well. And she regains the use of her legs. Like that, it felt very disturbing to me because she's now also just kind of a thing that is being possessed, as opposed to, you know, like I don't know what to compare it to other than like in an exorcism movie. Like that's still a person that you can get the demon out of. This just felt very final. Like it left an impression on me. I thought it was very spooky, I guess. I thought it was very serious for a Child's Play movie. And also, here's my hot take. Here's my hottest take that I'm going to have this entire list, I think. My favorite portrayal of Charles Lee Ray is Fiona Durf at the end of this movie.
Get carried away.
I'm getting carried away. This is my real Chucky. I love watching like that shift in her and watching her go out to Tiff in the car. Like that, it makes me happy. This is my favorite iteration of the couple, I think.
No, that's a little crazy. And like I said, Fiona Durf, especially in the TV series, that was my favorite part of it. She fucking nailed that shit because she does it a lot in the series.
I will say because I didn't stick with the series. I had a rough time with season 1, and season 2 made me drop out very quickly. The redeeming quality of it for me was getting to see Fiona Durf because she does some of her best work in this franchise in the series. But her second best performance here in Cult of Chucky.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier too, man. Like we really seen her shine. And I didn't mention Chucky's head on that board. Dude, that was so fucking cool. It's just Chucky talking shit.
And I love the framing of it because you know that nobody is safe, right? Because we're watching this build up in a different place. Obviously, that wouldn't be the case if everything were fine. But it does kind of frame it as like everything's fine because the one possessed Chucky doll is here being tortured, you know? And then we have all these other Chucky dolls and they do the bait and switch. And we get to see there's kind of the red herring where Malcolm thinks that he's also been possessed with Chucky, but then you don't know if he's just, you know, if that's another persona that he's taken on. And I don't know. I thought it was very clever. There were a lot of guessing elements. It works for me.
Yeah. And we got both Chuckies too, because in Curse we only got, you know, babyface Chucky, which I like, but you know, there's something about that beaten, battered, bloody cut Chucky. It's so, because it reminds you of Bride of Chucky, and for everybody in the world but Rob, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Nonetheless, I digress. All right. My number 2 is Child's Play 2. I talked about it already. I think this movie is great. The rewatch really got me. This is where Chucky really truly started to take his form in this film. And, you know, obviously that was amplified in Bride, but yeah, like this was the start of it. And it was, and I like the original very much, but man, there's something about that shit talking Chucky that's just really so unique. And it's what makes him great. And it's what makes people love him. And we started really seeing that here. And I think the Chucky in this, like they didn't even really amp it up in 3 that much. Like this is kind of what Chucky was. And it started here. And yeah, I really like, and the ruler kill is cool, Rob.
Stupid.
It's iconic.
No, it's stupid.
God damn it. It's a doll that kills people, and he's using shit like rulers and, you know, like all this
We
random
can't kill
shit.
anybody with a ruler. That's dumb.
Want to bet? Come over real quick. I will kill the shit out of you with a ruler. I'll figure it out.
It's absolutely stupid. No, but all right. I mean, you keep saying that defines Chucky for you.
Yes.
I think that there are two movies in this franchise where it feels to me like Charles Lee Ray is the killer and not just a doll. There are only two instances, only two movies where I feel like that doll is inhabited by the spirit of Charles Lee Ray. Last week went round and round about what I was going to have as my number one movie. I did the same thing this week. I had a real hard time with it. My number
You
two.
already fucked up with 3, so.
My number 2 is the original Child's Play.
Oh,
I couldn't
Rob,
say shit.
spicy.
I love this movie. I think it's brilliantly done. It does to me feel like we are seeing Charles Lee Ray as a killer who just happens to inhabit the body of a doll because that was the nearest thing to him when he was dying and he needed to get into something else. Most of this franchise feels a little jokey, and the killer, I don't take the killer super seriously. And it doesn't feel to me like it's actually Charles Lee Ray who is the killer. But in this one, it does. I think Chris Sarandon is great in this movie. I love Chris Sarandon in almost every movie. Maggie's death at the beginning, which is that the first kill that we see in this entire franchise?
The window?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so, right? I mean, besides Charles Lee Ray in the toy store, I guess. But
right, yeah.
At any rate,
yeah.
It's so fucking iconic. It's so fucking good. I love this movie. And so it's number 2. And I will tell you that before I did the rewatch, this would have undoubtedly been my number 1.
All right. That's fair. I can't say shit. I mean, given your list as constructed, I'm mad. But, I mean, it's fine, I guess.
I'm a little bit frustrated because I know what's coming above it, but I feel like this is a fair spot. Coincidentally, my number 2 spot also goes to Child's Play.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about this one. I think it's very solid, and I do kind of agree with Rob. It's hard because it's like I like Chucky as a character as he's personified later in the franchise. That's the Chucky that I think of. It's definitely the Chucky that's the most iconic for me, but I do feel like this is the most Charles heavy. Like he feels the most like a separate entity from the doll in this one, which is an aspect I like. I also like that his motivations are really clear in this one. Like as the series goes on, he gets more cool powers and perks as Chucky, and his desire to like be outside of the doll makes less and less sense to me. But in this one, like it's very clear cut, very forward. I like what they're doing here. It all checks out. I think it's the most cohesive story.
And also later in the franchise, the method by which he would get out of the doll just magically changes, and suddenly we need an amulet that's never been mentioned before in any of the other movies.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. I don't know why they did that.
It gets really muddled.
Yeah, it's very muddled, but in this original movie, it's very clean. It's very simple. And it's made well. I mean, it looks great. Tom Holland did it. Tom Holland knows how to make a movie. I really do like Child's Play.
My number 1. No surprise here. Shouldn't be.
Let me explain something to you.
It's The Bride of Chucky. Great film. Iconic film. They've never been able to really hit that stride with Chucky again. Like I talked about in Child's Play 2. It was the form of Chuck. Like that was where Chucky's attitude really started getting molded, but it was absolutely perfected in Bride of Chucky. And I feel like a lot of that was he had Jennifer Tilly to play off of, and she just embodies that character of Tiff so well. And they just, they merged together almost. And it was just an incredible Seed didn't work, obviously. And, you know, you had the whole Glenda thing, and it was just, that movie was a fucking shit fest. And honestly, I don't think it's weird that they were able to create such a great character and recreate and revive such a great character in Chucky and really truly never be able to reach the heights of it in just one film. You know, like you could point to Friday the 13th and, you know, whichever one, part 6 for argument's sake, like, yeah, that was probably the best Jason we've seen, but you can point to other movies where it's like, yeah, man, this one was really good too. But there were never any of them as good as Bride of Chucky, and you just throw everything in there, man. Kills, callbacks to other franchises. It was all great. Bride of Chucky, one of the greatest horror movies of all time, in my opinion.
I would argue there are 2 movies in the franchise that are better than Bride of Chucky. I like Bride of Chucky. It's funny to me when I hear you talk about it. I don't think we're watching the same movie. Like I feel like you have a different movie called Bride of Chucky, because to me that is when Chucky stopped being scary and started being jokey.
But it worked, dude.
And campy. But you always talk about how like it's the ultimate Chucky or whatever. And I'm like, it's fine. I mean, it didn't work that well because they switched the tone again. I don't know. But it's a good movie. I'm not, it's number 3 in the franchise.
But think about it, man. Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, they have such more believable characters and that are so much more real, even in their, obviously in their own universe. But it's hard to have any universe where Chucky is real and a doll is scary and all that stuff. Dude, those movies went for the campy thing once it all kind of wore off and the dust settled. But they didn't do it when Bride of Chucky did. When Child's Play did it, it was Bride of Chucky.
Yeah, but then it became Seed of Chucky.
Well, that is very true.
And that's why they had to change the tone again.
Yeah, they went way overboard, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I think they nailed it in that movie. You're out of your mind, dude.
Well, my number 1 is the other movie in which I feel like
I don't know which one it is. I haven't been playing along that well.
It's the other one which Chucky is in which I feel like it actually feels like Chucky is inhabited by Charles Lee Ray. I think that they took a turn and they went back to making Chucky scary again, and I think it works so fucking well. I love the shit out of this movie. It's Curse of Chucky. It's the best one in the franchise to me.
Did you not watch it though?
I did watch it, is the thing, and I absolutely loved it. I love the house. You mentioned that, Kat.
It's a great house, but the editing, Rob, those edits.
I think the editing's good.
Damn, Rob, come on, dude.
I think the house is great because the house itself, just its presence, lends almost a haunted house vibe to the movie.
It does. The house is great.
The actual movie itself, though, has one of those like old-timey murder mystery feels to it because it's all of those people gathering in that creepy house, sort of like the kind of stories that begin with, it was a dark and stormy night, and, the kind of shit that Clue's taking the piss out of as a comedy. Now, it's not a murder mystery because we know who the fucking killer is, right? But they don't know who the killer is, and it sets up some really fun, different kind of things that it does, too, like the chili scene, where we know one of the bowls is poisoned, but we don't know who has the fucking poison chili. And they do a couple of fake outs, and it's kind of playful and it's kind of fun. And they managed to keep Chucky's identity a secret from everyone in the house for, I feel like, much longer than a lot of the other movies do by making the deaths look accidental. Like the mom at the beginning, they think is a suicide. The guy who gets the fucking poison chili doesn't die right away at the table. He dies in a car wreck later. So it looks like he just had an accident. There's so many brilliant things. Kat mentioned the great twist where they're giving, there's throughout the night, like the nanny and the husband are giving sort of like flirty glances and little playful banter back and forth. And you think they're having an affair only for it to be flipped on its head. And it turns out the wife is sleeping with the nanny. I don't know. I don't know what you guys possibly could not have liked about this movie. I thought it was absolutely a blast.
The editing and the chili scene is a great scene because like that's very clever on the surface, right? Like on paper, very, very smart the way that they did it. The kid is like, oh, it tastes funny. And then the parents make her eat it and you're like filled with dread because you're like, oh no, they're making the child eat more poisoned chili. Like it's good on paper, but Unfortunately, that involved the slow zoom in shot from the kitchen to the chili where they got under like the micro lens. That shot is so fucking long. Like, I get it. The rat poison was already out. I can pick up context clues. Like, I felt like the whole movie was spoon feeding me things because it's edited so slow. Except for that scene is a really good example, but the whole movie is like that. I'm serious. 15 whole minutes could have been chopped out of that movie without losing a goddamn thing.
But they don't need to because it's already better than anything else in the franchise.
Well, stop saying that.
It's so fucking good. You guys are fucking insane. I don't know.
It's not that good, bro.
No, the thing is they had all the elements for success because like they had all these really clever script concepts that they fucked up with bad editing.
I will say the only knock that I had on this movie, and there is one knock, and that is that Chucky's face doesn't look quite right in the movie to me.
It doesn't.
And I think, though, because it continues also in Cult, where it doesn't look right, I think what happened is, and this is just a guess, that the advancement in technology for the animatronics between Seed and these two movies, it was like it got too good, and so it looks kind of weird. Like, because it's like the facial movements and stuff. I don't know if they figured out a way to make like the components smaller so it could move more lifelike almost. It doesn't quite look right. But no, I think you guys are insane. Curse of Chucky to me is far and away the best movie in this franchise. The only one that comes close is the original.
It's the best on paper, but they fucked it up.
Yeah, you're wrong.
They fucked it up real bad. Up. And then like another scene that really bothers me, because we talked about the chili. The other one, but it's the whole movie. Like, I could pick any shot. I could like throw a dart at a list of shots from this film and it would hit something that was drawn on too long because it's paced badly.
Look, just because you don't have an attention span, Kat, doesn't mean the rest of us can't enjoy it.
But it's not an attention span thing. It's a question of intelligence. I can pick up context clues. I don't need these things fed to me this many times. The other one that really bothered me is there's a scene where he ties up the dad, I don't remember his name, ties up Nika because he thinks that she's killed his wife and going crazy and so he ties her up. He waits for her to wake back up. And then he's like, I'm going to show you the proof right now. And then he's like, we have to watch him scan through all of this stuff for him to confirm the affair, for him to go on like his whole emotional journey. And then it automatically cuts to the live feed. And he is so slow to react to Nika. And first of all, it's edited in a way where you don't know who is where what, because we see through Chucky's eyes on the live cam that he's like coming up behind Nika, and then it turns around and he's in a different spot. And then she turns around over her shoulder, and then he like leaps forward. So first of all, bad editing. If it makes you confused as to where people are in a room, it's bad editing. But then also,
you've made me confused by what you're talking about. I already don't understand. I'm not following you. I didn't have any issues
editing
with the
is
scene.
bad.
I can tell you that.
It jumps around. It's not consistent. And also, even if everything were like exactly where it was supposed to be, like if the camera angle from the doll reflected where the doll is in real time, which it does not, I promise you, it's still, he's just leaving Nika tied up in the wheelchair for way too long, even though he knows she's not the one. Like, he sees her on the tape, and then he watches two more clips on the tape where he knows there's a killer on the loose, and he's not freeing the woman he tied up. Like, the slowness of this movie drives me crazy anyway, but when it's a character's reaction time in a life or death situation, it's unforgivable.
No, best in the franchise.
Oh my god,
that's crazy, man.
Mikey, back me up.
Number one.
It's slow.
I like Curse of Chucky, man. Like, I truly do, and it's just.
And I put Curse of Chucky higher than you did. Like, I admit it does a lot of things really well.
Yep.
It does.
Like, be the best in the franchise.
That is absurdity to say, man. Out of all the fucking movies, I'm more shocked by this than you putting the damn remake as the number one. I'm going to be honest with you. Seriously, I would have understood that more.
If you had asked me before I rewatched everything this week, where I would put Curse of Chucky, I would have told you probably in the middle somewhere. And I definitely would. Bride would not have been my number one. It was never going to be my number one. It was always going to be
insane.
It was always going to be the original. It's just a better movie. But after rewatching them, man, I couldn't stop thinking about how great fucking Curse was. Like, I just loved watching it. I had fun with it. I thought it was clever. I loved that fucking old house vibe and everything. Just everything about it is fucking fantastic. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I loved it. I would much rather watch that than Bride.
That's crazy, man. Bride is you talk about all these movies that you want to be fun, dude. Like, Bride is so much fun with amazing kills.
No, I don't. I disagree. I don't think the kills in Bride are all that great.
Man, the way they killed John Ritter was cool as shit. That's crazy to me. I can't believe, honestly, like I said, I would have understood a lot more you putting the remake as number one. Honestly.
If I had put the remake as number one, it would have been solely to piss you off.
But I'm the way you've been talking about it, I couldn't tell is the thing. But I would have at least understood it more, man. Like, I don't get this at all.
I think the remake's better than you guys give it credit for too. I think it's a fun movie. I think it's a fine slasher movie.
That's all it is, a fine slasher movie. That's it.
It's fine.
But it's going up against really good slasher movies is the problem. Like, that's the thing. On this list, there's only one bad movie to me on this list. One.
There are two bad movies, but it's okay.
I mean, the remake, I don't see it as bad. I see it as a bad Child's Play movie, but like as a movie, I don't think it's bad. But
yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I think Seed is probably the only bad movie. Like, even I didn't like Cult nearly as much as you guys. I think it's just a personality thing, right? Like, I'm just the kind of person who likes Curse, and you guys are the kind of people who like Cult, apparently.
No,
I will say it's very funny because, like, I remember I always used to get those two titles mixed up because I didn't know that either one of them was a thing until I watched them back to back on Netflix for the first time. So I do get which one is which mixed up sometimes. And for years, I've been relying on you to tell me which one was the good one. And now I know that you were lying.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm telling you, Curse is the best of the franchise. It just is.
That's crazy, dude.
But you're right. Seed is the only bad movie. Every other movie is decent at worst.
That's wild. With a franchise that has Child's Play 1, 2, and Bride, I can't believe you.
And Curse is the best. I know. Hard to believe.
Son of a bitch. Kat, what's your number one? I'll never
Bride
understand
of Chucky.
him. Nice.
I never will either. I don't understand that. But Bride is the most fun. And here's the thing about it is that I do kind of agree with Rob. Like, I miss the more serious tone, I guess, of it. I miss the idea that the serial killer is separate from the doll, because that has like a kind of gritty absurdity to it that a lot of the sequels just missed. But I'm never going to be like, I want a scary slasher movie, let's watch Child's Play. I'm going to be like, I want to have some fun. And Bride of Chucky is the most fun by a mile, you know? And also Jennifer Tilly, like.
Yeah, in her prime.
And I love, because now we all know that, like, Chucky and Tiffany are, you know, a team that fights sometimes, you know, but you watch Bride of Chucky for the first time and you really don't know what's going on, because Chucky is being held captive at first by human Tiffany Valentine, just like, oh, you don't want to marry me? I'm gonna put you in the baby cage. Like, and you're like, what am I watching? Because the killer, you know, is being held captive by his ex, not fiance, and it's just, the whole thing is very silly, but like, it has that kind of whimsical, I don't know what's about to happen factor, you know. And then we get to see them reunite through their love of slashing, and it's fun. It's good wholesome fun.
All right. Yeah, this one hurt like hell. I'm not gonna, it wasn't, I don't know which is worse, if the Scream ranking hurt more or this, but like Rob just, it's more confusing. Like I'm puzzled right now.
I don't know what, I like good movies.
No, you
I know
don't.
what's puzzling about that.
You don't know what you're talking about.
And it's not like I trashed Bride. I had it third.
It's 3 too low.
It's not as good as the original or Curse. I'm sorry, it's just not.
You're crazy, man. You don't like fun, Rob. You do not like fun.
He hates fun.
Hates it. All right. I don't even know what to do with that. That's that one I'm going to think about. Like sometimes you say shit, Rob, and I just think about it for a couple days. This one's going to stick for a while.
I also should let you know, I don't know if both of you are aware of this or not, but Greg's favorite Child's Play movie is Child's Play 3.
Of course it is.
After today, I'm not surprised. Honestly, before I did the research for the Patreon show, I did not know that people universally seem to hate Child's Play 3.
Yeah.
That was the most consistent take that we saw, I think, across all of those, was people just don't like 3. So the fact that Greg does makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Does he? Did he say why? Does he have a defense of this?
I don't know.
Okay.
We're better off not knowing why.
It's best to only listen to about half of what he says. Like,
Greg, please feel free to write in a defense of Child's Play 3. I would be curious.
It's best to listen to none. Honestly. Don't listen to anything of what Greg says. Watch his lives, though, on TikTok at Darth Gregor. But do it on mute is probably your move. That's how you watch Greg. All right. Next week, Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, thanks, Kat. You picked this long-ass franchise.
You're
I was
welcome.
just going to say, there's a lot of movies I got to watch. And the other ones, I had my list for the most part. This,
See, but that's dangerous, Mikey, because I would have thought I had my list for Child's Play also. And then I rewatched all the movies and it changed.
Yeah, and I got my rewatches
too.
If you rewatch movies, then maybe Curse would be your number one.
No, it wouldn't be. I did do it, but it didn't change really. I watch these movies regularly.
I want to throw this out here because I think the spirit of Murder by Numbers is to pick like big slasher icons. I feel like I did that with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but also the insider tip into winning Murder by Numbers is to pick a franchise that you're going to have fun rewatching, that you're not going to get super angry about.
Yeah.
And honestly, Texas Chainsaw is that for me. I'm going to have fun watching all of these, but I don't really care what order anyone puts them in, bar one or two exceptions, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to be like Mikey picking Scream and Child's Play and then like having my favorite movies roasted.
Well, to be fair, yes, that is what happened to me. But no, I did not pick Scream and Child's Play. I was told we weren't going to pick Scream. This is all master planned by Rob. It has to be. Like he did this on purpose.
No, I picked my franchise and you told me I had to pick something else. So then I picked Scream. But I wasn't going to pick it because there's another movie coming.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If we didn't have that conversation, I'd have picked Scream and Child's Play. Who knows what you would have picked? You know, but it wouldn't have been Child's Play. I would only have to deal with one.
Mine was going to be Twilight.
I hate you. Patreon.com/.
And then you said no, so then I went to Scream. The other franchise I did consider before Scream was Alien. But there's literally, we talked about this last time, there's literally an Alien movie coming out like a month after we wrap this thing up. That seems like stupid. Like at least with Scream, I could be like, yeah, I know Scream 7's coming, but we don't know when or anything yet.
Also, I was not about to have fun rewatching all of the Alien franchise.
Right.
I'm going to be honest.
Dude, that's a fun franchise, I think.
It starts fun. It starts real fun.
Dude, there's a movie where Danny McBride is the pilot of a spaceship. I'm in.
If we did that, we'd have to have I'd have to DM Damien and Maffei and X him for his rankings. We know Aliens might be number one. Hell,
yeah. And I don't know what you're talking about ruining your franchises anyway. We all had the same number one last week.
Yeah, what happened this week? Barely.
All have the same number one this week. Also, Mikey, I feel like I should get an apology. Our lists were really close.
I had that lined up. Yeah, I was going to say, Kat really did. I didn't like what you did to a Child's Play 2, Kat, but for the most part, all in all, yeah, Kat's list was harmless to me, honestly.
Yeah. Congratulations, Kat. You're helping to make the show fucking boring. When our lists are too close, it's fucking boring.
What do you want her to do?
We had the right list, though.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
we had the right
understood
number
the
one.
assignment.
You didn't have Curse of Chucky as number one, so
That's
Yeah.
absurdity.
didn't matter. And
Absurdity.
the more I think about it, I should have had Scream 5 as number one, if for no other reason than for a little variety in these fucking lists.
Oh my god.
I can't believe
Can't we ever just come together on things, Rob? I really thought
It's
that this was going to
boring.
be the first one that we had the same top, same bottom. Like
No,
for this.
Next week's going to be boring too, because we're all going to have the same number one. This whole fucking thing was a waste of time.
unbelievable.
//.
Yeah.
Yeah, join our Patreon. Pay for this. Yeah, pay for this. Fucking boring shit.
Yeah, next week, like I mentioned, Texas Chainsaw will be ranking that franchise. The week after that, we are going to take all these ranks, even Rob's fucking atrocities that he put together, and we're going to throw them all to one master list. So, I think it's pretty interesting that, you put so many iconic franchises together, and it's like, which are better? Like, it comes out funny when you really look at it all laid out together. So that'll be fun. But yeah, patreon.com/Slasher Radio, tier starting as low as $3 a month. Extra show every week, all that stuff before, after, during nonsense that does not make the show. You get that as well, images and all that stuff. And you know what, too? Aggie messaged me today. Oh, God, I got to navigate towards my Aggie button. This one's a kind of a bitch to get to.
God damn it, you want an whore.
She messaged me and said, "Where's my t-shirt?" And I said, "What?" I didn't know what she was talking about. And Aggie is on the Get the Hose tier, which is included with merch. And I explained to her, Patreon handles the merch. We do not. So I explained to her how Patreon does the merch setup that they have for that tier. And, even Aggie was like, dude, the shirts look so cool. Like, I need that shirt. So, you could support the show and also get some free merch, that's a hell of a deal. So yeah, all that at patreon.com/Slasher Radio. And that's really it. Check out our YouTube @Slasher Radio. Give us a sub if you have not yet. We will appreciate that a lot. Like all our stuff. It helps with the algorithms and all that, getting in front of more people. So, if you're not signed up for the Patreon, we understand not everybody can support financially, but those are good ways to support the show as well and get us, if you like what you hear, get us in front of the eyes of more people. And also @Slasher Radio on Twitter. Keep up with everything that happens. It goes up on Twitter first. And I'm at Mikey's Dead on Twitter. You can follow me if you would like. You can also check out the show that I do with Lil Miss Huge Clown Penis.
Huge clown penis.
Look, Rob, I tried. I tried. I practically begged that woman, Ali Surreal, to record this fucking episode. And we were supposed to record it on Wednesday, and Ali couldn't do it. And it didn't happen. And then we were pushing for Friday. Allie had a lot going on this weekend. I did mention to her that we need to record it tomorrow. And I'll say this too.
You need to rewatch the movie now.
No, I don't. As we have that episode talking about The Ring coming up. See if it holds up. Spoiler alert. It does not. Yeah, we also have another episode panned out that Rob kind of seen a little bit. Remember that fiasco, Rob, that I forgot to bring up? I wanted to horror court a guy named Padre Fury. Remember that shit with the Friday the 13th stuff and Ali stream that time?
No.
Oh, this guy was saying that part 6 was horrible, and I think it was part 7 was the best in the franchise.
Oh, yeah, I kind of remember that. Yeah.
It was absurd. We're going to have that guy on Cult FM to talk about his Friday the 13th ranking.
Why?
Because I have to fucking know, dude.
All right.
I wish Allie published her VODs forever. I was so confused with what he was saying. Like, it bewildered me. So we're going to talk to that guy.
That episode will be out before your Ring episode.
I wish it would be, man. I don't want to talk about the fucking Ring. But yeah, Cult FM, wherever you're listening to Slasher Radio, you can have a sub over there. They're coming, I swear to God. Rob, what about you?
I'm on Twitter @RadioRob123. You can also listen to the other show that I do with Kat, the Nick fucking Woo Cagecast. That's Nick effing Woo. In your podcast players, and we just released our episode on the Weatherman. Our next episode is supposed to be on the Ant Bully, but as you can hear, I'm traveling. I have no idea when I'm actually going to have time to watch that, let alone for us to record an episode. We'll get to it.
Shame on you guys missing a week. That's fucking crazy. It's disgusting, really, if you think about it. Kat, what about you?
We're going to talk about the ant bully before they talk about the ring, I bet.
Yep.
I hope
You
not.
can find you can find me on Twitter at cat_velour, VOLEUR. You can check out my website, catvelour.com. This is the last week. You can pre-order my book through Slashic Horror Press. It's called My Apologies to Tanya Grace. And yeah, that's it for me.
Nice. All right, guys. Texas Chainsaw next week. Get your rewatches in. Good night from Slasher Radio. I can't fucking believe you, dude. I am so confused.
I can't believe you fucking idiots, man.
You knew what I was gonna do.
I cannot believe that.
You guys need to respect this show and fucking get.
All the best with Slasher Radio podcast.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.